In this video, I will show you how to use 808s on the MPC Live X01, and that will include the subject matter of how to glide your 808s. So you need to update your MPC Live X01 to version 2.10 if you haven't already. And if you need help with updating the firmware on the MPC Live X01, I have a video about that too as well in the description. Let's begin. So let's start off by talking about the basic stuff like importing your 808s and setting up a key group. So here's the example track. And we're gonna lace some 808s on that. So, all right, the first thing you need to do is hit the plus sign, or if you have a empty program in your key group. So make sure that you have your key group selected, and then, you know, if you need to, press the plus sign to create a new program. Now, the next thing you need to do, and I recommend this, is name your program 808s. And now we can search for 808. So I'm going to assume that you already know how to import your files onto an SD card or on the MPC Live X01. If not, I have a video on that too as well. Just check out my playlist. Let's find the perfect 808 for this beat. So I'm just going to select a few. All right, now that we have those few in here, the next thing we're going to do is this. We're going to go menu on the MPC Live or Live 2, press and hold menu, and then hit program edit. And now you see in this program, there are a couple of things that we need to do. Well, the first thing we need to do is import a sample so we can use it, or import an 808 in this example. So I'm going to import one 808 right here. And let's go ahead and, matter of fact, that's the wrong 808. Let's go to the 808 right here. So, you know, just hit the sample, use the data wheel. There you go. And you'll see the 808. Now let's play it on the pads. You can see there's all kinds of wrong happening here. Now let's navigate to the master tab again. The first thing you need to do is make sure they're not playing all together because it's a bass, so it should be monopoly. So once you see mono right here, you can only play one note at a time. So the next thing you want to do is set up your 808 for success. Go into one-shot mode, so all you have to do is just hit the pad and it'll play the 808. All right, so now that we have that, we can move on and talk about recording the 808 since we have that set up. So let's go ahead and record this 808 here into the track, and let's see if we can get this on the first try. 2, 3, 4. So obviously I'm going to turn down the 808 a little bit. And if you need to, you can just go back and select a different 808 if this doesn't fit the criteria of your track. So again, menu, program edit. On the MPC ONE and the X, you have a program edit button, so hit that. And let's go ahead and select some different 808s. Now, there's another thing that you could do if like your 808 has too much tail in it. You can roll it back a little bit. So what we're going to do is go to the envelope. So we have amplitude envelope, you have a filter envelope, and you also have a pitch envelope, but we're going to use an amplitude envelope. You can navigate using the Q links over here and then select this area right here, which is the amplitude envelope. You need to hit the AHDS. So hit that, and then we're going to adjust a couple of things here. So I'm going to adjust the sustain, and then we're going to increase the delay, and let's hear that in real life. now that we have learned how to do just like the basic concepts here, there's another thing that is quite obvious that people want to know how to do on the MPC Live X01. So again, this is only in the firmware version 2.10. So if you're looking at this and it doesn't look the same, you need to update your firmware. So let's try out some portamento. This is a new feature that's on the MPC Live X01, and now you can glide your 808. So once you're in the program edit for your key group, you can adjust the time, and let's hear that in real life. Turn up the volume on this. Now, just getting into the different factors of this, you can do what you call quantize, so it will perfectly quantize due to time signatures or actual grid locking. So let's hear that. So it will snap faster to the beginning of the 808 when it hits on a specific part of your MIDI event grid. There's also legato mode, and what the difference between legato mode and the regular mode is this right here. You can hit the pads and you can do this in real time. And that kind of helps with the gliding effect there. So if you're into that type of style, that's cool. Let's go ahead and turn legato mode off. I do like quantize because of the snap, and that allows you to add more portamento. So keeping that effect, let's move on to effects, because now there's a thing called distorting your 808s, like adding more distortion to get a louder 808 or just more presence in the harmonics, so that when you are listening to your 808s on like maybe your iPhone or something like that, you have a higher chance of hearing them. What we're going to do here is go into a harmonic, and we're going to select distortion in the effects here. So now that I'm still in the program edit when I'm selecting this effect, what we can do is hit this pencil sign, and now we can hear these 808s. So let's go ahead and hear that. True enough, you can hear the 808, but the one thing I will say is this right here, and this is my quick tip. Don't necessarily go with this, because now you have lost a lot of that lower frequency. So what you can do in hindsight of that is turn down the mix, and now let's hear it. And we'll add more of the mix, the more of the wet signal into the 808. And you can still change other things, like you can change the mode, of course. Let's go with rap. Let's hear that. And you can ultimately do other things too by using the Q link. I just recommend that you play with some of the settings so that you can get a good feel of this. So let's go back to main, and let's talk about a certain technique that uses the note repeat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double tap on the note repeat button so I can get the note repeat to stay on the screen. Now we want to play with different time signatures, so you can switch the time signatures. I guess I'll go with 132, and I want to add that into that 808 line that I just created. So let's hit overdub and add it in. And then after you have done that, of course, it'll so what I want to do in this instance here is actually roll back some of the portamento. So I'll just go menu, press and hold menu, and then I will hit this pad over here. That's how I got into program edit. But again, on the 1 and the X, you can just hit the program edit button. So from here, just go back into portamento and adjust it so it doesn't sound so intensely bendy. And there you have it. You have laid out your first 808 line in the MPC Live X01. Let me know how you feel about this video. I definitely want to hear from you guys in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a like. And if you are shopping for an MPC Live X01 and this was one of the things that you was questioning about it, well, purchase it from the links in the description box, because those affiliate links do help support this channel at no additional cost to you. And we greatly appreciate it.